Every month you rent, you're paying someone else's mortgage, building their equity, following their rules. There's a better way. Homeownership means stable, predictable payments, and every one of them works for you, not your landlord. City Ventures is California's leading builder of smart, innovative new homes, and right now owning may be closer than you think. See the numbers for yourself at cityventures.com. That's cityventures.com.
Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page leading the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page times Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
Welcome to the LEO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter at Braggley. It's Braggley. No Brandon tonight, but I'm hanging out with my soon-to-be fellow millionaire producer, Seth. You can block him on Twitter. It's at Setah5, SETAH5. If we disappear from the podcast, if it doesn't exist anymore, it's because we've won whatever lottery thing we've wasted too much money on tonight. Seth, what's up?
Just count the millions before they come in, man.
What's the first thing you're buying? What are you doing?
I am hiring a contractor. That's the first thing I'm doing.
I'm going to just pay off the house, I think.
Yeah, right. And then
just pay off the house.
Yeah, and then immediately start adding on and updating.
Yeah. So cool. Well, we're on a bye week. So the 5-game losing streak is over. For now, the Indiana Hoosiers sit at 3-5 after a hot 3-0 start, defeating what turns out to be the leader in the West in the Big Ten, and the front runner to go to Indianapolis to play Ohio State or Michigan. I guess we need to be fair. And that was Illinois. So wins over Illinois, Idaho, Western Kentucky, and then 5 consecutive losses, including a loss to Cincinnati, and then 4 straight in the conference. We've been through all of them. We don't need to delve on that too much more. This is the State of the Program pod. If you guys weren't listening to the bye week last week, we just kind of go over MVPs after so many games. So it's been 8 games at this point: offense, defense, special teams. And then we give players or coaches or entire position groups to watch for the rest of the season and why we pick those players. And if you haven't noticed, Brandon's not here. But we do have Brandon's picks for those. So we'll do those whenever we get there. Real quick, they did release today on what is today? Wednesday, October 26th. They released the 2023 schedule for Big Ten football. I don't hate it. I mean, we knew who we were playing, I think, outside of the crossover games. At home against Ohio State to start. That's got another Friday night written all over it, I think, unfortunately. And then 4 consecutive games at home. I'm doing the bunny ears on the camera right now because we play, I want to say it's Indiana State, Louisville at Lucas Oil Stadium. And then we play Akron at home. So, and I had to look up that logo, Seth. I guess
I thought it was Army because I remember you played
right?
against them a few years back, right?
Maybe.
So I thought, nah, that's right.
Yeah.
No,
I was like guessing. I was like, I think Akron's on the schedule, but it is a weird logo for Akron. But yeah, Akron's the last one, and then they start Big Ten play after that. So, toughest games in a row seem to be towards the end of the season at Penn State, Wisconsin at home, and at Illinois. But if that's the toughest stretch of games, I'll take that. I'll take it because we've had much tougher. So that's it for news. Do you have anything else you want to add on schedule, or anybody got anything interesting that you saw on the other?
Yeah, Purdue has the double Ohio State Michigan crossover. So
Welcome to
fearing
my
the worst.
house. Yep.
What did I say? It was Iowa, Illinois, and Northwestern who got the double bye. They've avoided both Ohio State and Michigan.
Illinois back to back.
I was gonna say, so yeah, that the resurrection of what Fat Fitzgerald. Yeah, so one of those two.
He would murder
Or maybe Brian Ferentz will finally run an offense. I don't know.
Maybe
One of those three will probably be a heavy favorite to win the West. And then divisions go away. So like,
so they say. We have not. It's not been confirmed, right?
oh, sorry,
We don't know that. What
speculating.
That means, yeah, UCLA,
Rampant.
USC. So my brother asked me a very interesting question today because we were talking about that. And he's like, really, where'd you see the divisions go away? I was like, I haven't, but here's kind of like what we're talking about. And we gave the breakdown of the four divisions inside the conference of 4 teams each. His question was, how do you get to a championship game with 4 winners? Do you do a mini tournament?
That's a great question. I mean,
that's exactly what I said. I said, that's a great question. I was like, I have no reply to that. I don't know. It was a fantastic question. So
I did like that when you group the 4 pods by geographic region,
mm-hmm.
And you use circles to encapsulate those areas, it looks like a penis. So again, bringing the hard hitting details straight to you.
If you haven't done it, okay, go ahead and pull up a map of the Big Ten schools in 2024. I don't know where our friend found this, but find that, okay? And then just do the circles with these conferences or with these divisions. Are you ready? UCLA, USC, Iowa, Nebraska. And then do Wisconsin, Minnesota, Northwestern.
No.
Iowa,
Michigan, and
Michigan State. So let's start over because I've just screwed all of that up. Let's start over. I'm not editing this out. Let me go find the text that I said.
I got it.
I've got it right here in front of me. I got it. Here we go. Make circles around these teams. Okay. IU, Illinois, Northwestern, Purdue. Okay. That circle's done. UCLA, USC. This is a long one. Iowa, Nebraska. Okay. Tell me when you're done. Okay. You're done. Wisconsin, Minnesota, Michigan State, Michigan. Okay. And then Ohio State, Rutgers, Maryland, Penn State. Those are the divisions right there. Now, what I could also see them doing is just keeping it basically East-West and then taking the top 2 things that we put together, and then the other 2 things that we put together and making those divisions, or somehow they'll keep IU and Ohio State in the same thing. But
no, it's more fun our way.
You'll that's basically what were those called? Connect the dots back in the day in the old coloring books. But yeah, there you go. Do that and you'll get a penis. So, or some sort of representation of that, or I don't know. I think it's got like a third ball or something. Who knows? We are already off the rails. So let's get back on. MVPs, Seth, after 8 games. Can you get Brandon's real quick? We'll just do all of them. Offense, defense, special teams.
Yeah. So Brandon had Cam Camper as the offensive MVP. Okay. I think that's a tough one to disagree with.
It is.
He had Desan McCullough as the defensive MVP.
Of course. Okay.
And James Evans as the special teams MVP.
He has taken all 3 of my top choices.
Yeah, exactly. The same ones that I wrote details about.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Seth, on offense. Oh, sorry. Did he have anything to add to that, or are we?
No, he just gave the names. Okay. So, I'm gonna go with. I'll start with mine. On offense. And on offense, I had Josh Henderson. He's first in touchdowns with 6. Mm-hmm. Not an overly high number through 8.
But that's higher than what I thought. So 3 on the ground and 3 through the air.
Which I was getting to that. He leads the team in receiving touchdowns. That was my biggest surprise. I expected it to be like 5 and 1, something like that. But it's a 3-3 split. He is 3rd in yards from scrimmage with 465 behind Cam Camper and Sean Shivers. However, he's doing that on only 73 touches compared to Sean Shivers, who has 123 by comparison. So his usage and effective ratings are, let's just say, higher.
Yes.
So imagine if he was given a true 50-50 split on touches. He would probably be right around Cam Camper's total scrimmage yards. So, it's one of those, like, you wish you would use him a little bit more, but given his opportunities, limited as they may be, he has been very effective touching the ball. I've texted and tweeted multiple times that good things seem to happen when Josh Henderson's on the field. Even as a decoy, he's, people, he draws eyeballs, and makes opportunities for other players. He's actually pretty good in pass protection as well. There's several times where I think he's probably the best pass blocking running back, even though, he's probably better as a receiver. But of the main three running backs, he's probably the most consistent blitz picker upper as well. So I gave the nod to, of only two really viable candidates, I gave him the nod.
Awesome.
And he's played in every game too.
Yeah,
so
and I'm trying to sit here
between the other one.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what his eligibility is going to be. Freshman year, he played 8. Sophomore, he played 12. Junior, he only appeared in 3. I believe he got injured.
So he can redshirt that.
So if that redshirts and he gets a COVID year because he played in 20,
this would mean this is his, yeah.
So he should have 2 years max left.
That's
Man,
my
I
understanding.
I hope he stays.
He would have to sit out a full year if he transferred. So he is exhausted as one-time immediate eligibility waiver.
So Shivers, I believe, is done. I think this is his last stop, no matter what. 2018, 19, 20, 21, and 22. So he should be, I think he is done with eligibility. So Henderson, if he doesn't pick it up before the end of the season, should be due for RB1 next year. And
he has to be the heavy favorite, right?
Yeah.
Even with a hard charging Jalen Lucas behind him, he still has to be.
I don't think you can start
Jalen Lucas
as running back.
I don't think he's a workhorse. Yeah.
No, we love Jalen Lucas, believe me, we do.
But Josh Henderson is the more every down back type of player.
Of course, yeah. I mean, you should see a lot of both of them.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah, right.
In the backfield at the same time, all of the time. So, all right, yeah. So my offensive MVP, I did not have him, believe it or not. I figured you would take him. I love Josh. Another guy I'm really starting to love is Emory Simmons. Came on real strong over the last few weeks. Second on the team in catches with 29.
Came into the season as the 4th receiver too. Yeah. I mean, you had to have Camper, Kobe, and Matthews well ahead of him on the depth chart.
Oh yeah. So, yep, and he's had to fight off Javon Swinton as well to get in there. So Emory Simmons for me, 29 catches, 309 yards receiving. I think he's had no runs for him, but with 1 touchdown, but he's also made some big time catches here of late. So I just think he's a really good player, and I think he's somebody that we need to watch coming up as the rest of the season goes on. I wanted to put Jalen Lucas in there. We just haven't seen enough J. Lou yet. So
yeah, and you're absolutely right. I mean, and he's, except for Rutgers, he's really been coming on strong. 3 of the last 4 games, picked it up 57, 99 yards against Maryland.
Yeah, look at the catches though. I think it's like 7, 9,
6, 7, 6.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, he's definitely, if not number 1, he's definitely number 2 in receiving those last few games. So
including a 40-yarder against Maryland.
Yeah. Which was in double coverage, by the way. If you haven't seen that catch, it was great. Went up in between. I think he was held. I think they ended up calling pass interference on it anyway, but he made a huge catch for that 40-yarder. It was great. Defense, Seth, MVP. There's one easy one, and there's
I had 3 viable candidates.
Okay.
So let me go through my thought process on all these. Deshaun McCullough, because I'll start with him because that's what Brandon started with. He's not the guy who you're going to come up here and give a bunch of stats as to why he's the best. Sure, he has 4 sacks and he's leading the team. He also has the most sack yards, 4 sacks and 33 yards lost. Doesn't have a ton of tackles, but what he does is multiple. He's on this coverage team. He's a pass rush specialist. The amount of tackles he's had downfield has definitely been impressive. The other two being Cam Jones and Aaron Casey. If you look at sheer tackles by volume, those would be the two leading candidates. If you go by team leaders, Cam Jones obviously would be a really easy choice. The differentiator between the two for me is availability, which is the biggest ability. And unfortunately, Cam Jones just hasn't been available the last few games. So it's really hard, even though his tackles per game are off the charts, his pressures, everything. If you talk about per game stats, he's far and above the right answer. But I settled isn't the right word, but I went with Aaron Casey.
Yeah,
I think he's been the most all-around player. He was clearly kind of the MLB2 to start the season. He's really filled in for Cam since he's been out, picked up his game. And that's really that elevation with Cam Jones being out is my differentiator. He's been the one who stepped up. He's really taken a hold of the defense and has been the leader in the place of Cam Jones. So that's what I went with. 40 solo tackles, 65 total, 1.5 sacks, not that great, only 1 pass defended. But the really impressive thing is 2 forced fumbles. So when you're looking for a game changer, a guy who can separate the football from the man, that's something you got to take, tip your hat to. So Aaron Casey was my midseason, or not midseason. What is it? 2/3 of the way through the season.
Bye week MVP. Yeah, I'm trying to find. I can't find TFLs. It's almost like they've just taken them off. For Casey, because I feel like it'd be pretty high. I mean, I had the other one. I had them both. Honestly, I had Cam Jones and Aaron Casey. I had McCullough number 1, as I said, but then I wrote down Cam Jones and Aaron Casey. Cam Jones's per game tackle rate is insane. I mean, he's got 54 total tackles, and he's missed the last.
He's played 3.5 games, 4.5 games.
Yeah, 3.5 games, I think it is. So he's played 4.5 games at 54 tackles total. 1 sack, 7 yards on the sack, 1 pass defended, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. The guy is, when he's out there, and hopefully he comes back after the bye week, he's a difference maker. And if we see him and Casey back there again, I mean, we haven't seen that combo since.
And Jennings and pass coverage.
Yeah.
Who's definitely the best linebacker in coverage.
He's been good. Good shout on that.
It's a formidable.
A couple other good ones. I mean, Bryant Fitzgerald's having a really good season for him. He's 48 total tackles for him as well, an interception, as well as a half sack. He's played really well over the last couple weeks. So good to see that from him. So, yep. So we've got all 3 of the ones I wrote down. We've talked about all 3 of them. So Deshaun McCullough, Cam Jones, and Aaron Casey, all the defensive MVPs. So special teams, Seth.
So Brandon went with James Evans, as we said before. Again, I think this is a really strong. I think this is the best position group by far on your team. I wouldn't have expected that coming into the season. I thought Chucky Campbell was pretty damn good, but I thought beyond that, there was some potential, but not a lot of execution. So I had James Evans, Chuck Campbell, and Jalen Lucas as the 3 viable candidates. But I ultimately went the same route that Brandon did. And I went with James Evans. For me, I don't want to trump on this too much, but he did not have the greatest start to the season. But in each game of the season, he has punted, at least a 50-yarder, with his long being 61 at Nebraska. He's punted 46 times, 44.5 yards per punt. And more importantly, his net is above 40. So not only is he punting for distance, he's punting in a way that helps the coverage team limit any opportunities for return, which is when you think about the progress that IU has made as a program over the years, special teams and defense have typically been the things that have let them down. Usually they've had a strong offense, and the other kind of ancillary pieces have let them down. This year it seems to be an exact opposite of that, where the defense and the special teams have really tried to carry and make up for a lackluster offense.
Yeah. And again, we've touched on all of these guys. So I had James Evans. I also had Jalen Lucas, but we can talk about Chucky Campbell since we talked about Lou enough, I think, in this podcast. Chuck Campbell as well, too, but 18 to 18 on extra points, 12 of 15 on field goals attempted, a miss inside 20 yards, which I think that was in the rain against Idaho. Yeah. And then the other miss, I believe, was against Idaho as well. And then the 50-yarder was last week, and there was a 51-yarder against Rutgers, where I think Seth determined that I think maybe a bad hold or bad snap, one of the two. I mean, you could go down the list. I mean, Sean Ratcher he's an NFL long snapper. He's a very highly rated long snapper in the country. Jalen Lucas again is coming on. He's finally been given the green light to start returning kicks, which is great, and we saw how well that works out last week. So special teams again, really high on that too. Just need to get the offense moving. So anything else you want to add on MVPs, and then we'll move on to IU players to watch for the rest of the season. Okay, good. Super quick word from our sponsor, Monon Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on deep love for the sport and the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop their sick gear, from shirts to hoodies to koozies. As a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10. That's LEO10 at checkout to get 10% off. Now, let's move on. Let's do IU players to watch, one from each side of the ball. We don't have to do special teams. It could be a coach. It could be a position group. What do you got? What's Brandon got? Offense, defense. Did he give us one of these?
No, he didn't.
Okay, you tell me then on offense. What do you got?
Yeah, my position group is I really want to see how there's two position battles that everybody online is talking about, but it seems like everybody else is downplaying in the program. That is the quarterback situation, the running back situation. I will go with the running back situation. I really want to see how that shakes out. I think it's been proven over the course of the year thus far that Shivers is not an every down back, certainly not a first and second down back. I've said on this episode that Henderson is the more all-around purpose or all-purpose back, truly a first and second down. He's got a little bit more bulk to him. And then Jalen Lucas as a gadget player, I want to see how they share the football. What is the touched load that they try to put on the players? I've harkened on this a few times. You need to get the ball to the best players on the team. And they did do a better job of making sure the running backs sort out who gets those touches and when a little bit better.
Yeah, and I think the running backs have. That's what I think. I just don't think that we've seen the change on the field or in the depth chart. So hopefully we'll see if we can get that going. That kind of covers my first one, which was Jalen Lucas. I think he's going to be really exciting to watch the rest of the year. But I'll go with one that you talked about that you didn't really dive into, and that's the quarterback position. Because Seth, as I said before we started, man, like my other team, the Colts, they just made a change out of nowhere. I think we'd been calling for it, but didn't think it was actually going to happen. I'm not sure. I think you've seen what you're going to get out of Baz, and it may be time to make the change. I called for Dexter Williams. And the reason I called for Dexter Williams was just his running ability. And we haven't seen it. It's the great unknown in IU football. You've seen the first string, you've seen the second string, you've seen the fourth string. I'm assuming McCauley's fourth string or fifth string or whatever he is at this point. Yeah, you've seen the fifth string. You've seen Grant Grimmel. You've seen it. You know what to get from it. We have no idea what Dexter Williams can do. We've heard nothing but great things in spring ball and everything else that where was I going there? Tom Allen talks about. So yeah, I you know me, it's hard for me to call for it. I'm not as upset as I was on Saturday. But I think the quarterback position could be interesting to see what plays out, especially Seth, say that they lose the next two pretty handily, which I wouldn't expect them to, but say that they do, I would expect a change pretty quick. And if not, then it's going to be pitchforks and torches.
Yeah, I mean, I think I said at the end of the Rutgers game is that every snap that Baz takes the remainder of the season is a detriment towards the progress of future talent on this team.
Mm-hmm.
You made the case for Dexter Williams. That's perfectly fine. I'm just saying that it needs to be a spark, and usually the most obvious way to instill some kind of a spark in a stagnant team is a change of the quarterback position.
Yeah.
I think what's exciting about Dexter Williams, like you said, is the running game. At least you can get 10 guys blocking in unison, working together. And I mean, if you have to win a game because you run for 300 yards, I don't think anybody's going to complain about it. So Brandon, it doesn't matter how
Brandon would complain about it. He would complain about it.
Right. But I mean, a win's a win, especially in the Big Ten, especially in the Big Ten East. So nobody's going to poo-poo, how you get it done. So if you run the ball 65 times in a game and end up winning, good on you. That shows some kind of progressional evolution of the schedule, of the team, of the game plan, which is something that unfortunately there has been very little evidence of thus far.
Yeah. I don't know if there's really another person you want to watch. I mean, I'd like to see, can Camper continue what he's doing?
Does the line finally figure it out?
Exactly.
Is there a tight end that emerges who can be a consistent threat, who's not getting flags all the time?
Mm-hmm. And they can block. So yeah, of course. Defense, what do you
got? For defense, I mean, I think the default answer is always going to be Deshaun McCullough, just from the oh my God factor. So he's one of those guys who, when they actually show the all 22, your eyes just immediately go to, and you're like, oh, okay, I want to see what he's going to do on this play. Mm-hmm. I think there's a lot of DBs that we can point out because you want to see progress. We did get to see a little bit of, was it James Mons, who I think played a little bit last week?
Lewis Moore, is that what you're talking about?
He played James as well. Mons I think he even got a tackle last week. So it'd be interesting to see kind of if they go a younger route on defense. We're hoping they go a younger route on offense. If they go a younger route on defense, it's who's that guy who has maybe 2 or 3 games who can still keep his red shirt, who can get out there and produce. So Mons, Baby Mullen, those guys would be really cool to see out there. But I really think that the answer is ultimately going to be Deshaun McCullough, because it's just so much fun to watch. I mean, if there's nothing else going on, you guys are losing by 15 and I have to watch the game, he's the best part of it. So I'm going to continue to keep my eyes locked in on it.
I'm going with Cam Jones. If he can bounce back from the injury, come back to the same Cam Jones that he was prior to the injury, he's got to play himself back, I think, into a draftable player. I think so. He, at the beginning of the season, the way he started, I mean, I was shouting day 2. I mean, this dude was playing himself into being a very high draft pick at the linebacker position. And since we haven't seen him in it's been 3.5 weeks now or so, I'm excited to see what he can do if he's back on the field against Penn State. So no Brando's Randos this week.
Nope.
But Seth has got his sack full for you guys. And so let's have it, Seth.
All right. So we talked a lot about the good stuff that's happened. I'm going to ask you for the biggest disappointment. Now, it doesn't have to be a person, a player. It can be an event, a game, an experience, a play, a coach. But what has been your biggest disappointment this season?
I've got a couple. I mean, I could choose a player. I think I'm pretty disappointed in Connor. I don't want to do that. So I'll just pick an individual play in a game, and that was the Maryland game, and Anderson Kobe's fumble with 5 minutes or so to go, easily driving. I mean, huge kick return back from, I believe it was Lucas, back to midfield or so, and then 2 plays in, the crowd is feeling good, looks good for us. Defense has come in against a backup quarterback. Everything seems to be going IU's way in that game, and then the fumble comes out, and then a 3rd and 9 after that, which we've hammered again over and over and over again. You get that. There was that was an incredibly deflating loss, to the point to where I was, we're desperate to win at Rutgers. You shouldn't be desperate to win at Rutgers. You should just expect to win at Rutgers. I mean, that was disappointing. The second half in that game Saturday was disappointing as well. But I think the most disappointing moment for me so far is going to be that that fumble against Maryland.
I just for who gives a, but I had Walt Bell. Just he looks like Hercules that first script drive of the game. He calls these great plays. He gets players involved. He makes sure that the right players touch the ball. And then from drives 2 through 9, he just makes some of the most baffling play calls that you can possibly, fathom. And, again, it's an 8-game sample size. So all things considered, it's not a ton of track record, but offensive coordinators are easy people to point the finger at when things aren't going well and are easy people to move on from. So, is he coaching for his job at this point? I'd hope he coaches like it. That's all I'll say about that. Okay.
Hold on. I want to defend Walt here.
Okay.
If you didn't listen to Brandon's pod, whenever he did that, I can't remember when it was. He kind of took Walt Bell's side here, my side, basically, where, I mean, you saw some of the plays, you saw some of the throws, you saw some of the, man, I don't want to harp on individual players, but Sean, how many, we run the outside zone or the inside zone, whatever you want to call it. And it's almost like he's seeking or like he's attracted to the other team's defensive line. And I don't understand it. Where we saw a good angle against Rutgers on maybe a 2nd and short, 2nd and 4, 2nd and 3. We were ahead of schedule. And Sean, for some reason, instead of just pick up some yardage, doesn't pick it up. Or you've got Henderson after a big play where they've split Henderson out to the left. We're sitting in my basement in Indiana, Fishers, Indiana, far away from Piscataway. We all knew where the ball was going. It was a screen out to Henderson. He's not 7'5". You can't throw the ball that high to him. He's not going to catch it. Wide open, probably 10, 15, 20 yards down the field. He's getting there. That's fine. That's a totally different game if things are executed the way they're supposed to be executed. I think that's a big problem. We've talked about this. Baz is not his quarterback. We got Baz in before Bell, which I think was a mistake. Obviously you can sit here and say that now. It's really easy to say it now. But at the time, I was even through some of the bad times, I've been pumped for Baz. But at this point, he's just not the right fit for this offense. We need some sort of mobility, especially with the status of the offensive line at this point.
So and I'll say some of the best run plays have been when Baz has kept it on that read option play. Yeah. So again, I don't want to discount that. But if you had like a Dexter Williams, somebody who was a little bit more athletic, you could run that play a little bit more and maximize on that being one of the better plays in the playbook.
Yeah. I'm just saying we do have a backup quarterback who's a wide receiver that started at quarterback for multiple games last season that could do that exact same thing. And he's very rarely utilized. He also has a quarterback rating that I'm looking at right now of 293.2.
What, 1 for 1 for
1 for 1
yards?
for 23 yards. The completion over to Baz, who also has 1 catch on 1 target for 23 yards. So, but I'm very infamous for defending Walt Bell, so I don't want to continue to do that too much. I mean, we'll see. I think once we give him a full season, maybe he makes adjustments coming out of the bye week. I don't know, but
that's a good
excited
feed
to see.
So that's my next question: is what do you want to see most improved in the last 4 games?
That's a good question. I would think this is a weird one to pick. We've talked about it already today. I think player selection.
Yep.
So I think the right running back, the right quarterback, the right offensive lineman. Oh, again, Josh Sales, I don't want to hate on him too much. He's a very young kid. He's a freshman, right? Or redshirt freshman? Josh Sales? No? Look at him. He's scrambling on his phone. He has a computer right in front of his face, and he can't just type this into his computer. I'm pretty sure Josh Sales he's very young. He is a freshman. And, he got ate up, redshirt freshman. He got ate up last week on a couple things towards the end, especially the big pick six that was off of Josh Sales's right tackle. Some sort of consistency on the offensive line, which we know has not been great. But it's been how many years now, Seth? 2 years now. We've been screaming for a consistency on the offensive line. I guess just player selection. That's what I'm going to pick. That's what I'd like to see. I think everything else is there. We've talked about it over the last few weeks. If they can just piece together a full game, a consistent full game. They were pretty close against Maryland, but if you start both halves with an interception on the very first possession, and then you cough up the ball on your own on the opponent's 30-yard line while driving, you just can't do that. That was the closest they've been so far. But yeah, I'd like to see that. You know what? That's what I'll pick. I'll just go ahead and pick that. Just wipe out everything I just said. I'd like to see a full game. Let's see a full game all the way across offense, defense, special teams, and let's see if we'll see what can happen. Because I think because everybody knows me, Mr. Homer here, always play Penn State tough at home, always. And if they could put together a tough one, I'm not saying they're going to win. Not saying they're going to win. Not going to say that. I think it'll be an interesting game. So let's see.
All right, I had play complementary football, so mine kind of echoes both of your talking points. One of the biggest frustrating points of the Rutgers game was Rutgers goes on this really long drive, and the defense is getting kind of pushed back and beat up. I think they give up a touchdown, and then the ensuing Hoosier drive, pass on first down, incomplete. Pass on second down, incomplete. Pass on third down, incomplete. 15 seconds, punt. And so now you have this tired defense who, at that point, you might just run the ball 3 times, take up all 40 seconds off the play clock just to give them 2 minutes of, recovery. Mm-hmm. Where's that kind of complementary football? Or when a defense, they didn't get any interceptions or fumbles last week, but when they do get them, turning those into 7 points instead of 3, or fumbling it back. Or
Rutgers scored 17 points off of turnovers last week, I'm pretty sure.
Or trading blocked field goals, which I think is what happened the Michigan game. So it's all about that complementary football. It's having the offense pick up the defense, vice versa, having the special teams, come in and getting that 15-yard field position difference when you down a punt at the 5 instead of going into the end zone and take it back to the 20. So really seeing, like you said, a full offense, defense, special teams working in unison to complement each other. And even if you lose at that point, at least you had 3 phases that were effective and working together to put you in the best position to win.
Yeah, sorry, they did not score 17 points off of turnovers. They did score 7 off of turnovers, and that was the difference in the game. So, okay.
Right,
anything else?
More?
Or else we just need to run through.
Biggest fear in the last 4 games. So I have transfers and going 0-4.
Both.
Yeah.
It's been my biggest fear that Deshaun McCullough is out. I don't think so. I don't think he is. I think he knows that he's important. I think he knows that he's loved. I think he knows that he's a massive part, and that the fact that he's probably going to be named a national freshman All-American by probably multiple sites and multiple people, and hopefully the AP can recognize that too. Hopefully that gets him to stay, but it's just the time of the year. It's just what it is with the way that college football is now. Is the transfer market's going to be nuts no matter how good your team is anyway. But it still makes me nervous. But I think the 0-4 is that's my biggest fear. I'm cool. We've already talked about it. We're cool with chalking up, I think, one of the 3 of it being a pretty bad loss. Bad being the score difference. I think even if they do go 0-4 over the next 4, if they're close, like 1 possession games, maybe final possession games, it would be swallowable. That's not a word. Bearable. But no, I think 0-4 is my biggest fear.
All right. Sounds good.
Okay, so last thing we're going to run through. This has already been way longer than what we expected. So, Big Ten predictions for the games this weekend. Somehow the little brother decided he was going to copy Big Brother and take that weekend off, so we don't have to talk about Purdue. But we're going to start from the bottom, Seth. This is chronological. Chronological, is that a right thing? Chronological order, is that time?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to do the opposite of that. So we're going to start with the night game and then go to the 3:30 games, then go to the noon games. So ABC 7:30, Michigan State at number 4 Michigan. We're going to go by the spread, Seth. I got Michigan minus 23. What do you got?
I would take Michigan State.
You're going to take Michigan State with a plus 23 on the road?
Yeah, against the spread.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Plus 23 on the road.
I'm not going to take them outright money line, although I would love to see it.
It may happen. It always happens.
Oh, in the big house. Oh, I love it. I keep saying that.
Do you remember the punt?
The punt.
Yes.
So good.
Yes.
The botched punt, not muff.
You know what happened with that, right? It was a blocked punt. And then the dude that scores the touchdown got a season-ending injury because of the celebration in the end zone. But yeah, I'm going to go Michigan minus 23. I think if Minnesota can just destroy Michigan State in Michigan State, I can't imagine what Michigan can do with them. So this is the big game of the week. Northwestern at Iowa. Somehow Iowa getting 11 points or giving 11 points. Iowa 11-point favorite. Over under on this one is a fat 37.5, Seth. What are you doing? I want both. I want your spread and over under.
You want my spread?
Yeah.
Give me Iowa and give me the under. I think this has like 1911 written all over it. Just some ugly game where teams are trying to get points on the board any way possible. And yeah, I have 1911, 19-8, then I guess that's a push. Oh, shit. I can't. I don't. They might not score 11 points. Okay, I talked myself into it. Give me Northwestern plus 11 and the under.
Sounds good. All right. Yeah, give me Northwestern plus 11 and yeah, I think
yourself in it. Come on, I dare you. Tell me it's going to be 21-20.
Give me the over. I think that it's going to be 24-17.
Oh my.
Reason being, no more Spencer Petrus, whatever, right? Because he got yanked last game. You can't go back to him, can you?
Yeah. Padilla didn't do much better. Well, I think they have a Brian Ferentz problem. I think that's the
Padilla at least offers some sort of a running threat from what we saw.
Yes, that's true. I'll give you that much.
Here's an interesting one, really interesting one. Number 17, Illinois giving 7.5 on the road at Nebraska. Nebraska playing pretty well as of late. Where are you going?
Give me the Illini and the points. You haven't believed me all season.
I haven't believed you. I have not believed you, and I've seen it. I've seen that he's a first-round pick, Seth. I get it.
I think we got two. I think Witherspoon and Martin are both. What is it? Quan Martin and I can't remember Witherspoon. Witherspoon was like the DB of the year in the Big Ten in the mid-season rankings.
Well, was he? When he got torched, I think it was for 100. When he got torched for 100 plus.
PFF.
Yeah, whatever. He got torched for 100 plus by Camper all day, all freaking day.
Hasn't given up anybody else though.
Well, that's it. That's what happens. You get beat by the elite, and then you just sit here and go through the rest of the Big Ten.
Yeah, so I get it. I think Nebraska is playing much better, but I think, and again, you wouldn't have caught me dead saying this 10 weeks ago. I think the Illinois team has a better roster.
Yeah, they do. I think you're going to see black shirts. I think you're going to see the black shirts from Nebraska in this game. If we haven't, I don't think we've seen it yet, but I think you're going to see the black shirts. Give me Nebraska with the points, but Illinois wins. Illinois wins on the road, keeps it going. They win the West. So, all right, here's not a fun one. Rutgers is at Minnesota. Minnesota minus 14 against that Rutgers D.
There should be a rule that neither team is allowed to throw the ball. Minnesota went to a backup quarterback last week.
What?
He had, oh God, I'm going to butcher this. Kaliakamantis. something like that. Kaliakmantis. Dude, I don't know.
What happened to Tanner Morgan?
I think he got a concussion, or an upper body injury.
Sorry.
Yeah, so he got pulled. He wasn't really that good before then. He's not really that good at whatever.
So the reason I say that is because I looked today. I can't remember. I was looking at like Michigan State stuff or something. Here's his stat line against Michigan State on the road. You ready? Tanner Morgan, 23 of 26, 268 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 96.7. He was great.
It's Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Read me another game log.
Let's go to another one. So they did start 4-0. They're now 4-3, I believe, with losses consecutively to Purdue, at Illinois, and at Penn State. So let's look at the Illinois game. He was against a good defense. He was 4 of 12 for 21 yards and an interception. And then your buddy came in, whatever his name is, Kalika Monkus, or whatever. I don't know. Mantis. Okay. Either way, that's enough. So what are you doing here? I'm gonna go Rutgers with plus 14.
That's what I'm gonna do, only because I don't know if either team's gonna score 14 points.
That's the only reason. Yep. I think what we saw in the second half was the real Rutgers defense. The first half, I think that they were, I don't know, still asleep. I have no idea.
I don't know. We told you they were going to be good. And aside from this touchdown they gave up on the opening kickoff return, they only gave up 10 points. Yeah. I mean, you'll win a hell of a lot of games giving up only 10 points.
You should win a hell of a lot of games only giving up 17 points. You're absolutely right in the Big Ten.
That too. Yeah.
So, okay, here's the big one, and I cannot believe it's not a night game, Seth.
This should have been the whiteout. Yeah,
they are giving Ohio State the path to the college football playoff. Mm-hmm. They're making sure that they do not get upset in Happy Valley. Ohio State, number 2 in the country, giving 15.5 to Penn State. Where are you going with this? Because I'm gonna hammer the Buckeyes in this one.
Because again, we have a little bit of quarterback controversy. Would they bring in Aller, whoever their stud?
I don't watch any Penn State. God. They just destroyed Minnesota.
Well, yeah, no. Anyways, the whole point is, I don't want to say they have a controversy. I just want to see that guy play.
Oh my goodness, Sean Clifford was incredible. They didn't pull him. Believe me, they put him in. Drew Aller. Yeah, he looked great against Purdue when he was in there for a couple times.
He's like 6'5", 245.
Yeah, and can run.
Yeah,
that guy's gonna be good. He's gonna be a problem.
So if nobody's creating the quarterback controversy in State College, let me do it. They should definitely be starting the freshman.
Let me read Big Red Dog's stat line real quick from last week: 23 of 31, 295, 4 touchdowns and a pick.
That was he had a good game.
Okay. 15.5, man.
That sounds like a lot.
They play them tough. They usually beat them at night.
And remember that like home field advantage in college football is like guaranteed 3 to 7 points depending on.
But it's a nooner on Fox, which I'm assuming is Gus Johnson going to be on. So it's going to be close.
Of course he is.
It's the Cincinnati kid. Maybe the Cincinnati kid keeps it close. Maybe I won't.
Home state Buckeyes.
I can't wait for Marvin Harrison Jr.
Just like his dad.
Just like his dad, who is from Philadelphia.
Bam! No. Yeah. It's a lot of points, man.
It is a lot.
This is the toughest one by far.
Yeah, I'm going to take Ohio State.
I would lean towards Penn State just because they're at home. But my brain is telling me Ohio State because, I mean, they're 2 touchdowns better than most teams.
Yeah. I can't wait. I mean, I can wait. What do you think? All right, real quick, and then we're done. Ohio State's money line, or Ohio State's spread right now at home against Indiana. 33. I'm going to go 33.5.
I'd go 37.5.
Okay. I think that's a little fat. I think the defense is good enough to keep them from 35. So I think they can keep it within 5 touchdowns.
You can lose 41-3 and the defense still play pretty well.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. I just saw them destroy Iowa's defense.
That's what I was going to say. And Iowa has a really good defense.
Yeah. Okay, that's good enough. Whatever. Final statement. No need for that. Be sure to check out the pod on Twitter. It's at Podcast LEO. We're not going to be doing a whole lot other than retweeting for about a week. Be sure to download, rate, review, follow on all of our platforms. And that's it. Brandon will be back. When's the next time? We're not going to record for a week. So you guys enjoy it.
Yeah.
Enjoy the time off. I'm going to Vegas. What are you doing?
Going to Evansville.
To Vegas. Okay. Wow. Evansville. Good for you, man.
We're going to the exact opposite place.
It's like the same. Oh, I was going to say it's like the same thing. I think it's like the same amount of travel, except I'll be on a bird. Oh, I hate when people say that.
Basketball season starts. Oakland City has an exhibition at Evansville on Saturday.
Purple Aces at the Ford Center or whatever it's called. Nice.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, man. All right. See ya. Love you guys. Elio. He said it.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio. All right. Great. Elio. Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio. Have a great day. Elio. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio. Oh, thank you so much. Elio. Well, thanks so much. Elio. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio. Awesome. Elio. Elio.
Every month you rent, you're paying someone else's mortgage, building their equity, following their rules. There's a better way. Home ownership means stable, predictable payments, and every one of them works for you, not your landlord. City Ventures is California's leading builder of smart, innovative new homes, and right now owning may be closer than you think. See the numbers for yourself at cityventures.com. That's cityventures.com.